This is the story and the quarter. Okay, let's progress with this. So now 2003 comes. You said you're not doing any other job. It's just this busboy. That must have been like, I can't picture doing that every single day. So what? Just continue the story. Where does this go next?
In terms of being a busboy?
Not just there's the whole story. What happens, or even after this busboy phase?
No, so I mean, my Bradley graduated and moved to Atlanta. So he left Balmoy and I, and then Balmoy left for Houston, I think. So I had to move places. So I moved into the next house where some of our Bahamian friends who were still in school had taken up. So I was a roommate to a couple of Bahamian guys for about 3 months.
Same rent, the $400?
Yeah, same rent, same landlord. We had this amazing landlord. And these are some of the small ways that God is there silently and you don't see him. And you get lost in your misery and self-pity and fail to see that he is there, saving your skin every day. And Susan Hewitt was her name. She was one of those. Susan Hewitt, as it turned out, happened to be a very wealthy real estate owner. She was a single mother, lived in the most affluent part of Savannah. I don't know if she's still alive. I need to look her up and tell her thank you for her kindness. She was so gracious, man. Every time I was late on rent, I would tell her, I'm sorry, I don't have money yet. Can you give me time? And even though she was frustrated, she would give me time. Eventually, she actually gave me a job. That's how I left bussing tables.
What?
She hired me as part of her painting maintenance crew. She owned 60 buildings around downtown Savannah.
60?
60 buildings, which she rented out mostly to students. And my job was to repaint, along with her small maintenance crew. She paid me, I think, $300 a week, which was enough, for me. To pay rent, buy food, whatever. I could even afford to buy a plane ticket once to fly to North Carolina to visit Aika, who had moved. She graduated and moved to North Carolina for her first job. So I worked for Susan Hewitt for some time. Yeah.
So Aika leaves.
Aika bounces. She gets hired. Unlike myself, Aika was a great student. She's probably, I tell her and everyone else I know all the time, and no one seems to believe me. She is probably, if not the best, the second best graphic designer I have ever met or known. And I'm saying this as a top student from one of the leading art schools on the planet, where everyone was there doing art. And Aika is up there. She's an amazing graphic designer. So she did well. She was a student leader, graduated on time, never had issues with chums, got hired, never violated her visa terms the whole 11 years she was there.
And got a job opportunity.
Got work visa, everything, got jobo, was earning decent wage. And so, she was okay, thankfully, because it would have been extra stress had she been in my same situation.
So she leaves. So this becomes a long distance relationship number 2.
Yes.
Granted, it's in the same country.
Yeah, it's a 3-hour drive.
But 3 hours is like me going out with somebody who's in Coast 2.
True, yeah. It wasn't easy, but...
And also remember, she's in a trajectory of excelling in life.
Yes, that was my main concern. Like, I wasn't progressing. At some point, she wanted me to propose to her, and we build a life together. Actually, on the year she graduated, she had a plan that I was going to propose. I missed the memo. I wasn't ready. I wasn't even in that headspace. And because of the way things were going, she got frustrated at some point and dumped me. Yeah. because I became probably an emotional and financial drain to her. You know, again, no human being was built to be the source of supply for any human being. We were not designed for that. And a human being can only take so much of that. I understand that now. I didn't at the time.
Your heart. Because at the time you can look like it's because I don't have a job. Or
no, actually it wasn't even because of my financial situation per se. It's because I wasn't ready to settle.
Okay, yeah.
She was ready to get married no matter what. But I wasn't. I was like, how am I marrying someone I can't provide for? I haven't graduated. I need to be able to pay for rent and, you know, usual manly type stuff as a provider. I wasn't there psychologically. And that's what frustrated her. She felt now I was tying her down. So she dumped me, and that was crashing. Because I was in love. She was the one. I knew it. I just wasn't ready to get married.
And did she dump you and leave?
No, so actually, interestingly, when she dumped me, I was living in her apartment.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, so
I had moved.
Wait, this story is at your neighbors, the Bohemians. Now you've got a new roommate.
Yeah, so now, remember, I'm flying to North Carolina to visit her.
Okay, so, wait, hold on. So by the time you move into this next door, she's still in campus?
No, she's not in campus. She's graduated, but she's interning locally. And during that process, she gets hired. She gets a permanent job in North Carolina, so she moves. So I start flying.
Because you're making some small money.
Miss Hewitt is paying me a decent wage. And I can even afford to fly.
And Solo, let me get this right. Your job is you're a painter.
Yes, I was painting. Primarily, I was really good at painting too.
Yeah, it's your artistic.
So how she gave me the job, actually, when Brad and Balmoy left our house, to save on the deposit that she would have to use to bring the house back into its pristine shape, because she had refurbished these 3 houses, townhouse, row houses, fully. They were like brand spanking new, historic building. She refurbished from the ground up. Beautiful. So by the time we're leaving, there's dings and dents here and there that she has to fix for the next tenant, obviously. So I offered to paint. Let me cover the painting, just to save us on the deposit situation. So as I was finishing the painting, because I had done that job for 2 summers for campus while I was still in class. With a maintenance school. When kids were away for summer, we would repaint the dorms. And that was a program especially for international students, could get hired and make decent money. We were also earning like $300 a week. She came to inspect, and she was surprised at how professional my paint job was. And I told her, if you have more paint work, I'm happy to paint. If you don't mind hiring me. She's like, done. I have 60 buildings, plenty of buildings. And that's how I got the job. From my landlord.
And were you literally painting every week, every day? Every
day, dude, from 6 a.m. Usually we start at 6 and be done by 3:30.
Oh, man.
Okay. Inside, outside. If we were not painting the outside, we were bleaching and spraying with Maji, pressure washing the buildings to remove mildew, because Savannah is a coastal region, very humid. The maintenance cost on buildings is higher than most other places.
Okay.
So that's what I did. I had plenty of work.
Okay. So Aika gets this job and goes to what do you say?
North Carolina. Greensboro.
You start commuting to see her, because you're just like, this relationship, you're still going out at this time. She hasn't dumped you.
She hasn't dumped me, but it was starting to wear thin on her. My non-committal situation.
Okay.
Yeah. So on one occasion, I was like, man, if I'm serious about keeping this relationship, I need to move to North Carolina.
Whoa.
Except that's a conversation I had with me, myself, and I. So, you know, I remember I packed my stuff. I took them to a friend's place called, the Indian guy called Badresh Patel, who we had met while we were in Savannah, another amazing human being. I'm convinced that guy was an angel in disguise. He was so kind to us. At one point, he gave me $2,000 to catch up on rent and pay my bills. No strings attached, just like that. And I hadn't known him for very long. I think I'd only met him twice by that point. And I was looking stressed. He asked me, you know, what's the problem? I was like, I mean, just life issues, you know. And he asked me what issues. I told you I'm behind on light, water, my roommates, you know, when I was tying heat at the oven. So when I told him that, he was quiet, like he was in shock. And he went to the back of his office, came out and dumped $2,000 on the desk for me. He was like, go sort out your stuff. I was like, okay, how am I supposed to pay you back? He's like, I didn't ask you to pay me back. You just figure it out. Sort yourself out. So Bud, when I was leaving, I dumped all my stuff with him. I was like, I'm going to hang out with Aika for a while. Can you hold my stuff? Because I'm leaving Miss Hewitt's place. And so he grabbed my stuff. I moved to North Carolina. Aika thought I was coming for the weekend, and I never left. Yeah, dude.
Okay, hold on. Let's hey man, this calls for some food. Let's order some food and then we come back and continue this conversation.
Yeah.